Okay, hello. I want to speak about the fact that being a musician, play mostly brass instruments, but also the ukulele, the guitar. I compose, I write some protest songs, and so on and so forth. The the word, at least in Italy, the word of art is infiltrated by what we call the left, and it's a left that is more ideological left. I can get along with people that have different idea about economy, what the state should do, what the state shouldn't do. Okay, it's something more rational. I can disagree on certain things. I can agree. My position is quite in the middle. Uh, That means what was in Italy, not a socialist state, but not a wholly, completely capitalistic state. There were, but that's my understanding. That's why I think. But the difference is cultural. It's the way people approach other people, the way they speak to other people, the way they patronize people who don't agree with them, the idea that they have the truth. Even if I don't agree with communists, or I don't agree with extreme capitalists, I don't strike an attitude of superiority. I can be wrong. There are sometimes we become what we are because of our experience in life, who we dealt with. If people around us were all lefty, so to speak, and we didn't get along with them, we tend to switch to the other side. When I was from 14 till 16, I was in a very politicized school. I was in the 70s, 78, 70, 77, 78, and I saw people chasing other people for being on the on the right side, being, you know, not on the left. Uh, and that impressed me a lot. Like, let beating up because he's a fascist. Okay, was he really fascist? I don't think so. In Italy, they tag you like this. They give you a tag, and the the word fascist is a word that one word fits all. On the other side, I didn't see. Yes, there were some radicalized right-wing people, but there were so few. On the other side, there were a lot on the left because, you know, they have this sanctimonious attitude. They feel they are the shit, and the they take for granted that they have a right, and everything do not agree with them. Everybody who doesn't agree with them is not just a person who doesn't agree. No, is a stupid, is moron, is a bigot, is a fascist. Okay? And this ideology is all over the place among musicians. Okay? If I on Facebook I say I want to find a musician that agree with me on this or the issue, why should? Because nowadays it's not like before COVID. People who didn't comply are hated by people who complied, and people who didn't comply cannot forget discrimination. Here in Italy, many people couldn't work without the. So when I'm not American, you can tell by the way I speak, but you can tell also that I was there for a while. I cannot imitate, but there is a way of speaking with this uprising tone, patronizing tone, like they are explaining to you everything, like they know better, and they have this unbearable tone when they speak. They think they are on a pedestal. They are better than you, and they repeat the stupid things they've been told like a mantra. Sex, gender, they don't use sex anymore, is a social construct. You say it is. I don't agree. When I see dicks or pussies, I don't know if I see dicks or pussies. Anyway, I can imagine if a person looks a man, it has, or a person looks like a woman, it has the other thing. These are no social construct. Your DNA is not a social construct. Your natural behavior influenced by your sex is not a social construct. Then you have your personal, obviously, is nature nurture in a human being, but forget that we are also animals, and we are. When we get mad, we have this reptile mind that takes over. Now, obviously, there's also our ability to rationalize, to master our instincts, but it's always a fight. It's always a fight between our, do the first stupid things that comes to our mind. Some situation is right. That is a kind of instinct where you don't have time to make decisions, and you use this instinct. Okay, if there is a bomb, you hear a bomb, you tend to run away. In a situation of war, you need. But in other situations, okay, many times you, on the spot, you just make the wrong decision. So, many of these things, I saw more aggression among males, generally speaking. Not that it doesn't exist among females. It happens less. Even with animals, you see that males are usually, not every time, among mammalians, more aggressive than females. Because of females have children, they nurture their children. It's And to erase this and say it's a social construct, things change. Or there were social constructs, for example, instruments. When I was a child, it was very rare to find women that played the trumpet, that played the bass. It was so rare. Now it's commonplace. I know. But it's not that this evolution of millions of years can be erased because we are woke. You're not woke, you're over sensitive. You see, when somebody contradicts them, they cannot stand it. They have two modes. Either they're hyper aggressive, or they are so they open the waterworks and they cry. And you see, these people are not are don't have this thick skin, this maturity. I know sometimes this tendency to be overly sensitive is associated with the feminine side, okay? Not with the masculine side. But I see this even with men, people who should know better because they are not 15-year-old. So we have a generation of people who don't have maturity. They tend to overreact. They tend to repeat what have been told by the part they cling to, and don't respect the other side. This is a recipe for civil struggle, civil war. Between a certain take on life, which is, I know better, I have to teach other people what to do. If you don't agree with me, I just add phobe at the end, which means exactly the same, exactly the opposite. Because if I say I don't agree with your woke attitude, I don't agree with this, I'm not scared of you. If I were homophobe, I would not speak. I would keep away. I would stay away from homosexuals. I would be scared. Like arachnophobia, scared of spiders. No, it doesn't mean. I know Greek usually was miso, which means hate, misogyn, misandria. We say people who hate women, people who hate men. It's not a problem of being scared of homosexual. It's that they're pushing their agenda through your throat. We have the right to choose what kind of society we want, okay? And and the majority of people should decide, not an elite of people who push their agenda from downwards, to common people because they know better. All the media, they push this agenda because society doesn't go on its own along this path. We still think that men are men, women are women, homosexual are a minority, a very narrow minority. I think that family are born to for children. I mean, but if you don't have children, you should have a family. Okay, we can have family with men, but first of all, I know this is maybe a bias, but male homosexuals tend to change their partner more frequently. And they even want to project this image of gay. Why are they called gay? Because they want to give the impression that they are like not so deep. They are gay in what they do, and that is I prefer homosexual to gay. I think the word gay doesn't mean anything. I think gay should mean cheerful. I don't think that they are happier than heterosexuals, and the word gay is itself, I think, derogatory because they are not gay, not more than we are. They're just different. But our society should reward people who I don't have, for example, but people who have children, they have a family. This is the new generation. And if you don't like people who can have babies, do not have babies. Babies should be the result of love, okay? Not produced by somebody else for you, not bought, okay? So live with your limitation, okay? If I am 175 centimeters, 65, 68, oh, I don't want to change the rules of basketball because I want to play with other people. I live with the fact that I will never be a basketball player, also because I'm almost 60. But generally speaking, we have to accept our limitations. Okay? I'm white. White people will never run as fast as black people 100 meters. It's a matter of fact. Okay. Maybe black people, generally speaking, I don't know, they're not so good at swimming. I don't know why. If it's a genetic thing, it's a cultural thing, I don't know. Okay. So why? Should I be given a child? No, I don't have a partner. I haven't had it till now. Other people had. Good for them. But I can't live without having a child. Why a homosexual should buy a child? I still believe that you need a masculine male figure and a feminine figure in your life. They speak about diversity, but having two of the same sex, they say, oh no, it's the same. There's no study that you come up with the studies that confirm your ideology, and you just don't see other studies. So if you suppose that maybe you're wrong, you just don't want to see studies. Oh, why? Let society rule itself on its own. Don't impose this woke bullshit that is going along the lines of I've been oppressed in the past, so now you have to shut up and I can oppress you now. What a beautiful ideology for making this society a hell on earth. Because it's like this. Let other 50 years and white people will be oppressing Negroes because they have their 50 years of oppression. Now it's our turn. It's like a pendulum. Men oppresses, we oppress women, women get parity, and then they start oppressing men. But since they oppressed first, well, you cannot be oppressed by women. White people can be, you cannot be racist towards white people. No, yes, you can. You can be racist with where you shouldn't. Okay? We have been okay many times. People don't like white people. Asians, some I think that most of black people don't give a shit about this woke ideology. But some have been indoctrinated. And it's so convenient. Okay, that's my understanding. I have a feeling of disgust when I hear people starting their tirade, their pitch about, oh, there's no gender, gender is social construct, always the same thing. We know evidence. Another thing, puberty blockers is the path towards pedophilia. If a child can choose what sex he can be, he can choose if he wants to have sex with somebody else. Remember, if you treat a child like an adult, adult can have sex with other people. You will start this Overton window, what is the name, of towards acceptance of pedophilia. You just change the name as minor attracted adults, you know. They say nuns in England, pedo. That's the direction. If a child can choose not to become an adult sexually, make such important decisions, why can he not have sex with adults? So this taboo is going to disappear. This is what I want. That's why Hollywood, the realm of wokeness, doesn't like Sound of Silence movie. And this is the sound of their silence, because they don't like it, they don't want to speak about. If you're perfectly sure about your point of view, you're ready to confront your views with other people's views. Having said that, goodbye.